Hi, this is Michael Orrell of MobileBurn.com, and today I'm going to walk you through the Android 3.0 Honeycomb user interface and applications on a Motorola Xoom. So here you are with the lock screen. I'm going to unlock the device just by dragging the lock icon. This leads us to the home screen. You can see we can swipe left and right. Notice the kind of 3D effects here, the outlines that appear and disappear. Widgets here are much more interactive than they were by default on the smartphone versions of Android. You don't have to use a third-party launcher application to get scrolling widgets or anything like that. If I tap on this plus sign here, it shows me all the things I can throw onto a home screen. Here's all the widgets. Now these are widgets coming from Android 2.x versions, as well as some specific to Honeycomb. Of course, you can put application shortcuts. Here's how you change wallpapers. There are live wallpapers as well. I'm going to pick a more brightly colored background here. Looks a little bit better. The application tray, the main menu, there's My Apps and All Apps, so this is everything that's installed on the device. That's just the ones that you've purchased or downloaded and installed yourself. These three buttons back here, you might have figured out what some of them are right now. This is the back button. This is the home button. So wherever you are, you can always hit the home button and get back to the main panel of the home screen. And if we go back here, you can see that there are 5 home screen panels to work with at this point. Down here is the status bar. You can see there are a couple notifications like email, touchdown email client for Exchange, Twitter, and Pulse. If I tap on here, we'll see all of the notices as well as some status information. You can also individually tap on one of the notifications to get just that one there. You can see I have new mentions in Twitter. I can open it up or I can just get rid of it. On top of just the quick status information and the notifications, you can also tap here to get access to quick settings. So I can, for example, change screen brightness, or turn notifications on and off, and Wi-Fi settings, or go just to the full-blown settings. Notice everything's in a nice multi-pane view, really quite attractive. Now, I showed you the scrolling widgets before. I'm going to go into some of the email ones. There are only a single version of each of these, so you don't have much in terms of options for sizes. It's that size for the bookmarks and these sizes for Gmail and Inbox for your regular email applications. You can tap here to get through to the Gmail client. Again, you see it's the split screen. Here's some formatted text. Pinch to zoom, everything reflows, which is quite nice. Take a look at the attachment. QuickWord is loading it up so we can take a look at it. Looks really good. Still just like on the Android 2.x version though, the zooming is a little bit slow. But the dual-core Tegra 2 processor in this device makes it much more palatable. Here's the regular email client widget. You can see it looks exactly the same as the Gmail does. In fact, this is actually a Gmail account that's been configured into the regular email client. Hit the back button here though, you can see something different I didn't show you in the Gmail application. Access to all the folders here as well, so basically you're shifting over a layer. So here's the inbox, and then when I tap on one of the messages, everything shifts over again. so you can see the message itself. Here is the calendar widget. You can tap through to get to the calendar. You can change views up here. And you'll notice in the applications that are Honeycomb aware, you're going to see menus up here in the upper right hand corner of the screen. There's also things for like new appointments and button for going back to today. Now when we go into an application that is older and meant for the 2.x series devices, you'll notice an extra button showing up here. Since there's no action buttons up here in the upper right hand corner, what we have instead is access to the old menu button that we would have seen before. Now of course in the case of Trudroid, you have this button for accessing all the actions here, but again you'll see this in a lot of older applications. It replaces the menu button seen on the Android smartphones. One of the big features of Honeycomb is its RenderScript engine, which is good for 3D graphics like those transitions you've seen. You can also see how you get 3D effects on the books. This is the Google Books application. You also see it in the carousel view. Also cool is if we go into YouTube and notice that there's multiple panels here of the main menu. Pull up YouTube, you have that same effect on all the hot YouTube videos, which is pretty neat. I'm going to jump into the music app here just so you can see some of the additional RenderScript functionality. Allows you to go through and look at album covers.
Cherry, cherry, you're still very young, and we've only just started having fun. I'm picking fruit and I choose you, you're so cool. No need to save yourself for someone else.
And you might be able to see the little headphone indicator down here. You just tap on that to bring up controls. One of the buttons I've failed to show you so far, however, is this one. It's the task switcher. I guess it's equivalent to holding down the home key. It gives you access to currently running applications so you can quickly switch back and forth. You can see there's books, and I can get back into YouTube quickly and get into, say, the browser. And of course we need to pull up the Android market so you can see what that's all about. Very different look to the Android market this time around. Another thing I noticed with the Honeycomb applications is you don't always end up at the start when you jump back into them. Now this is the main home screen. You can see we have options for scrolling through everything. And you'll get a little bit of strangeness here when you sometimes when you do searches. I'm going to try, I'm actually typing this in with a Bluetooth keyboard off screen. I'll show you the virtual keyboard later. Notice how it said no results found first and then populated it with results. I'm kind of confusing. I didn't know what was going on at first. When it's slow because of connectivity, it can look like you have no search results even when there should be some. And as I've seen on a number of applications, I've seen the browser crash. Android Market has crashed a number of times. Now the official Twitter client no longer works for me. Some real stability issues here with Honeycomb so far. I'm going to jump back into Gmail, give you a better feel for what's going on with the keyboard here. Now there's two things about the keyboard that are important. This is a nice large size here. Works quite well. Let me go into the body of the message. Works over there. It's definitely on par with the iPad's keyboard in terms of size. And you notice the autocorrect there, I mistyped message. And it autocorrected it. See, we can get into the edit modes here by long pressing on a word. And then you'll notice up across the top we have other options. Select all, cut, copy, and paste. So I can do select all, or I can then, after the fact, edit it out, cut, and then tap and paste it again. Works pretty well. Obviously there's a number mode, symbol mode as well. Double tap to get a space or a full stop, whatever you want to call it. Tab will often jump you from one field to the next. Let's see if it works here. You can see, yeah, here I am in the to field, hit tab and it takes me to the subject field and then back into the body. I've pulled it up into portrait mode here so you can see what it looks like. When you're using portrait mode, you can really pick it up and just bang it out with your thumbs. I can't do it because it's laying on a desk right now, but you can see the smaller size and the aspect ratio of the device makes it a lot easier to pick up and just bang away on your thumbs on the virtual keyboard. This is a test sentence. Obviously we've got voice input as well. It seems to work pretty well. Access to other shortcuts here, like the emoticons and things like that. Settings as well. In general, when anything pops up on the screen like this, whether it's in the browser or an application like this, you just tap anywhere else to make it go away. You don't have to use the back button or anything like that. Also, again, we have the button down here when the keyboard's up, so you just tap here to make the keyboard disappear.